proposition. Who can I give the floor? Yes.
First of all, good morning to everyone. I salute the judges. I salute my opposition. We as a proposition, right? We as a proposition, the first argument that I would like to give is that the university education should be free for everyone, because every person that is born in this world should have a possibility to educate itself, to develop in this life, because the education is the basic human right. And also in this democratic world that we live in, we should be appreciated for our talent and not only for our money.
Thank you very much. Does anyone of the opposition want to present their own argument or respond to this? Yes.
So, good day to you from my part as well. Thank you very much. We agree that university should be free if you cannot pay for university. We just don't believe that university should be free for everyone. We want to be competitive in the field of research, and we want to be able to evolve as a whole country, as a whole community, to make sure that in our country there is more and more innovative research. And therefore we think that university should not be free for everyone. We should all share this responsibility for our own education. We agree that if you cannot pay for university, we should do everything we can to make sure you can go and study. Thank you.
Thank you. Who can I give the floor? Yes.
Thank you very much. Good morning, judges. Good morning, opposition. We are very pleased to hear your ideas and to debate with you today. And I would like to react to the statement about the competition, which we actually find on the complete other ground, as the competition doesn't come from money, but from equal chances for everyone. The only way how to make a competition work is to give everyone equal chance to undergo acceptance tests or applications, and to have equal chance for acceptance. And this is what we consider competition and what is the best idea for universities to work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Who can I invite to the floor? Press the big button to put it on.
As far as universities are concerned, it's not important not to be free, but to be accessible. With this I mean that if you will be in universities tuition fees, this means that will be found money to implement scholarships, full scholarships that will provide the opportunity to people that do not have the money to go to university to cover all the expenses. This is not possible if universities are free, because all the money that governments give to universities are consumed in expenses like electricity, heating, and all the stuff. And this is something that happens in Greece. We are an example of free education, where all the money that the government gives to universities are consumed in such expenses, and there are no expenses left for students and for research. So I think that the only way to make all universities competitive is by implementing some tuition fees, and I think it's one way, there are no alternatives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have someone, yes, there in
I want to say that in the majority of European countries, our family and some of us have already paid some taxes, which an amount of this money goes to education. So I think that this amount of money is enough to cover the needs of students who want to study, Thank you.
Thank you very much. anyone from the opposition? Yes.
Hello, good morning to everybody, proposition, the judges. What we were talking about, that it's also important when the education is not for free, that more teachers, more specialists in the field that where we are studying are going to be present in schools, because we see from our own perspective, from our own countries, that it's not visible everywhere. There are teachers, but they don't probably know everything about the subject the way they should. So if we want to get a proper education, we should have proper teachers, and we want to evaluate them. So even money, of course, the good teachers are going to be coming because of the money as well. So we need specialists. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Once again, we're just focusing on short-term expenses. Teachers cost money, cost money, but we believe that free education is an investment in the future. We should not look at investments the coming year, but we should also look at what it will give us back in about 20 years once those people have graduated, regardless of their social background or whatever form they started from.
Who from the opposition wants the floor?
You were talking about investment, but I think we also have to think about responsibility. So education, instruction is a right, but it's also a great responsibility. So if family and if people think about, oh, I have to invest on my son, and if everyone think I have to invest something, but not just for me, for everyone who wants to study, I invest what I can. So people that cannot invest can do the university anyway. They can have scholarships. If everyone invests something, we know how important instruction is, and everyone will do it better.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Good morning, everyone. You were talking earlier about innovation and about a developed society, but we cannot talk about a developed society unless we have educated people. And education, it's not about just possessing skills or facts about arts and history, but education also develops your interpersonal skills, also develops your emotional intelligence, your critical thinking, and I think that critical thinking in particular is one of the pillars that develops and a society and makes a society progress. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, does anyone else from the opposition bench want to speak? Ladies in the back. Okay, then certainly the floor.
I hear you speaking about educated people. Educated people are not created only in universities, but in school too, in high schools. Education is not something provided by universities. In universities, the only thing that provides is specific knowledge in a very specific field. You do not learn to be critical thinking, for example, in universities. The only thing you learn is something really, really specific that makes you really good in something really in a very, very restricted field. So I don't think that if we want to educate people, universities are the correct places to do so. I think it's something that has to do with schools, mostly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, does anyone else from Manchester want to speak? I will come to you later. First, the lady.
Thank you very much. We are very surprised to see such contradictions on the side of opposition, where one side claims that universities don't bear any importance and the other calls for university-educated specialized teachers, which we find quite different ideas. So we are very surprised by this, because we believe that where do these specialized teachers, which opposition wants, come from? Just from free education, where the best ones get the best degree, and therefore we can consider them experts in their field. They do not have their degree based on money, but based on their abilities. And this is the way how we can guarantee that these people are the best for teaching future generations what they were taught previously, without any base of if they are from poor background, from different social classes, just based on their talents and abilities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ladies, do you agree with what she has said? Okay, so you can think about it. I will come back to you, and first I give the floor to Anne.
I understand that from the proposition's point, maybe our story is a little bit confusing. Actually, it isn't. First of all, we would like to leave the idea behind that the successful people in our society are the people who went to university. We believe that there are people who didn't have higher education, who educated themselves, or who learned handmanship, and are also very successful people in our society. So, second of all, we believe that free universities also can generate free commitment. And in this way, we would like to guarantee the value of our educational system. This means that we will, of course, support the people who want to study in these universities, but we want to make sure that the quality is guaranteed. And in this way, we will have everybody who wants to become this specialized teacher can become, because of the social network there is implemented. But at the same time, we must also guarantee the quality of our education. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Proposition. Both sides will have two more speakers that can speak.
We agree that in our work there are people who are really who have succeeded in many fields without a specific study. But we think that, we strongly believe that a free education will inspire people to study, and it will be good for social integration, because in the contemporary world we have faced too many plagues, and the free education will contribute to face it. Thank you.
Yes. Please take the microphone.
I would just like to say that I don't know if you realize, but the more people that have a degree, the less that degree actually means. Because if everyone has a certain specialization degree, it's not specialized anymore. If university is a logical step that just everybody takes without even wanting to, because it's normal, it's free, then everybody has a degree, and that degree isn't good enough anymore. We see that already, for example, in Belgium, the rate of unemployed people, youngsters with a degree, is extremely high, because if you put that on your CV, it's not good enough anymore. You don't jump out, you're not special, they don't want you anymore, because everybody has the same degree.
Thank you very much. Last two speeches of the debate. Who can I give the floor to summarize? Yes.
Good morning to the judges and the opposition. I would like to get a step back and remind you how it was Europe when the university education was only a closed casta of the privileged, the Dark Ages. And I think that all of you know what was going in Europe in that era. And then the Enlightenment came. People that they wanted and they were dreaming for free education, and then happened the fact that changed the story of Europe. French Revolution, equality, liberté, fraternité. We owe to respect to the vision of the pioneers of the thought, like Montesquieu and Voltaire, and so we wish that everybody can access free education. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then to give the closing speech for the opposition, who wants to have the floor?
Okay, so to close our arguments that we were performing or giving you, so we think, or we want everybody to think about how the education system is should really be delivered. If the education should be for free, or if the education should be appreciated, because it's true that if we have a high number of people in universities, it also generates a lot of dropouts, and people are not appreciating. As well as the last argument from our side, it's true that a lot of people have degrees, and then we don't find the experience as important. We see in our everyday life that the people who are professionals in some field, and it doesn't even matter if they have a university degree or not, they even get better pay because they have the experience. So just to close, we want to deliver an education that is a real and good education, not just some education.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for this excellent debate. The judges will take a few minutes to deliberate. In the meanwhile, please shake each other's hand. We will be back in 5 minutes. So take a bathroom break. Back.